I want to announce to Kenyans that the purpose of the amendment of the Constitutional Parties Political Bill of 2021 was to bring into focus the need of coalitions before elections and after elections. My fellow Kenyans, the issue of tribalism, the issue surrounding gender, and thank God now that of the younger people of our nation, our children, is coming up. So the amendment bill, or the political parties amendment bill, was being brought so that Kenyans, before they go to an election, would expect of their leaders or prospective leaders to agree on the formation of coalition parties or coalition agreements. And the idea was that the contest is very complicated unless the people not only can elect parties or leaders, but can hold them to account. The law requires that once coalitions before an election, during an election, and after an election are made, at some point before and after are deposited at the political party registrar. And all these are to stop political appetite of greed, to stop the kind of nonsense we are seeing now was anticipated by the Political Parties Act. In other words, you are electing oranges and inheriting melons. I must announce to this country, we have a serious problem because the parties that stood at the general election of 2022 as either parties of a coalition or coalition of parties, the parties that are now bringing problems to this nation, none of them are complying with the Political Parties Act. None of them were held to an election by which the people of Kenya, in their majority or their minority, voted. We were presented in this nation with Mama na Baba against Ruto na Gachagua. We are now dealing with Ruto na Baba na Gachagua wamepalizana. Hakuna mama, hakuna baba. How is it possible that 16 million Kenyans, their votes mean nothing? Their votes mean nothing. That you don't go to Raila Odinga opposition at the AU, you decide tomorrow you sack your DP, your William Ruto, and 16 million people mean nothing. Look, I have decided today as Tony Gachoka, and I'm telling you people, if you don't want to do anything, I don't care if you don't want to do it. It is not possible. It is unconstitutional. It is illegal. It is devoid of logic. It's nonsensical. Why did we go to elections? How can we go to elections in this nation? How can we wake up, my mother and my children and all of us, to elect Raila when we are electing Ruto? Then Ruto and Raila are together. Alafu watucheze game. Ati wametoa Gachagua na wameweka ODM na ODM wameingia. What is the purposes of election? So I'm calling upon Kenyans under the Bill of Rights. Let this nation go down if it must. But if we blink at this motion, at this moment in history, let nobody say Tony Gachoka never said it. This is the darkest moment in the history of this nation. When elections mean nothing, when abductions, when Baba is the escort of this guy called Ruto, when this political class, an IG or police cannot agree or obey a court order, they shoot our children like goats. And then we sit here and we agree. They reconstitute the cabinet. And now we are waiting that they, appoint a new DP. And they are saying Duale or Sudi. They are playing with our minds against our tribes and against our conscience. Yet we elected them separately. So me, I want to say this, and I want to say this clearly for those who want it to be heard. You, Raila Odinga, and you, Kalonzo Musyoka, and all of you who have been in this politics, I'm giving you a deadline. Those who are in the opposition and those who are in government, we are no longer begging anyone. We cannot allow this country to be raped when we have the Bill of Rights. And it is true, there are many who have died. That is true. But why I want to talk today very loudly, William Ruto, I'm talking to you. I met you in my house when you were a boy. Ruto, mimi Gachoka nakwambia. Wacha Wanjigi talks every day when he met you. I met you when you were a boy. And I'm telling you, come for me. Stop going for Murala. Stop going. You come for me if you're a man. Na mimi nakwambia leo, mimi natangaza nimekataa. Na kama mnataka kiumane, wacha kiumane sasa. I want to test the capital of Tony Gachoka in Kenya. So William Ruto, this is a public announcement to you. It's a public announcement to you, Raila Odinga. Hey, mnachukua utoto sisi, mnachukua kama sisi ni watoto. Na mimi nasema hivi, please listen and write what I'm saying. Under the Bill of Rights, I am sacrificing a total war. Na wewe Kalonzo, wewe Wamalo, I don't need your help. Mukae passengers, mukae abiria, shauri yenyu. Lakini mimi nasema what I saw with Gachagua, vile mnapatisha mambo 1 hour, mtakuja extend this parliament. Hawa watoto yangu mumeoa tukiona. Alafu mimi nyamaze. Apana. I am announcing a national crisis. I am announcing a rape of the Constitution of Kenya. I am saying this is an abrogation of the will of the people as captured in chapter 4. And I am asking that Kenyans on an online petition, wherever you are here or in the diaspora, one and all, you must append your signature and you must bring to account, including the judiciary, not limited to parliament, not limited to anybody but yourself. The sovereign will of the people of Kenya has been violated. We went to elections that have been cancelled by a president and an opposition leader called Raila Odinga. The ODM led the massacre against Gachagua, the man who had led traps in State House. Those traps were for the people of Kenya. There is nowhere where Kenyans are involved. It is Raila versus Gachagua versus Ruto. Why did we vote? Why should we stand and vote in this? So what Ruto did from day one was to buy the opposition. And that became the journey towards taking over the opposition. So what shocks me is now that ODM joined him, that there is no longer any shame. They are not hiding. They are all in, which means that as we speak, 90% of Kenyan's parliament is in William Ruto's pocket. And that's why I asked the question, is William Ruto Amin Dada? I'm very concerned because I can help this country. I'm not in any political position. But I have the networks of bringing the conversation. And nothing, it's very difficult because you mean well, and I mean the country means well. But in war, not everybody will survive it. My question is, if 60-70% of youth are elected to governors and MPs and whatever, won't Kenya be better in the next 10-20 years so that as people resolve leadership issues, people have opportunity? So the question I'm having is that if we let Ruto Raila alliance, no Kalenjin MP was speaking. All the people that were prosecuting Gachagua was ODM. And the reason I'm raising this issue is this is a sign of a political alliance for 2027. This is not a time for luxury. This is not a time for political theory. My question is, if we don't do what he did with Gachagua, scared me. A deputy president who is a billionaire by his own admission was removed like a fly on a wall. Who are you? Who am I? If we let this man go on, will your theories be tested or will we be forever destroyed? This is a historical fact. Nelson Mandela was really like Jomo Kenyatta was a passenger. Walter Sisulu and the rest were the drivers of the ANC. And Mandela, because of his jailing, got the sympathy and became the leader of the ANC. Jomo Kenyatta was anti-Mau Mau. he was never the leader. The leaders of the Mau Mau, Didan Kimathi and the rest, were never ever accolades. I'm only asking the question, and I have not made the decision. I'm asking the question where I'm seeing this country going, the infightings I'm seeing among young people, the lack of experience which is there, and Ruto and the way Ruto is marching with Baba. You know, I saw Baba opening the door for Ruto in Germany. And in the US, Raila Odinga, the mighty Raila Odinga, is now a flower girl of William Ruto. Parliament is a rubber stamp of William Ruto. And I'm asking Kenyans, as Tony Gachoka, I'm in Diani right now. I've never been in Nairobi for 7 years. I don't have to come, but I want to come and help. And if I come and help, I've got some friends I can call and I can get them active. And you don't have to trust Kalonzo, but trust me. I'm telling you, I need to talk to some people because of the things that I'm seeing and where Ruto is going. Go ahead. I must make some phone calls. We can't allow this thing of Gachagua. You know, I don't even know him. But I am going to, even me, I'll go to Nyeri. I'll go there with Kalonzo myself. What happened with IBC is the following. Kalonzo Musyoka objected to the nominee that had been done by Azimio on behalf, since Ruto, so when Ruto appointed the selective committee or the selection committee, a nominee was brought in to represent the opposition. And that nominee, given what Raila is doing with the government, the opposition rejected that nominee. So that matter went to court. So what is happening is that the system is delaying the court case to decide who is going to be nominated by the opposition, who's the opposition, to appoint the person in the select committee that will now appoint the commissioners. So part of the problem that we are having now is because instead of matching and helping Kalonzo achieve the person we need, let's, for example, decide that today we wanted Oki Mtata to be the person in the select committee, then it's us to tell Kalonzo that the person we trust to determine who can be a credible electoral commissioner is Oki Mtata. But we are not having a conversation with Kalonzo. We are fighting everybody. And so Ruto is using the space to grow. I don't want to over-dominate. I wanted Mweru to continue passing the mic, but I wanted to let you know about the IBC. And one of the problems we are having is that we need an effective opposition to get some of these things done. Right now, the so-called Gen Zs are all over the place. There's a young man called Michael, is it? I saw him now with Raila Odinga. I'm seeing the other one, I don't know where. My question is, why are you talking as though there is an absolute, bunch of angels in Gen Zs and every other Kenyan? So my question is, can we come together, the ones of common purpose? Or to your view, we just let Ruto do what he wants?
Yes.
Yesterday, Murara Kabiso called me, and I had been advocating for us to petition the Law Society of Kenya to get involved in helping this problem of the IBC Select Committee. And he pointed out to me that right now, since when Raila joined Ruto, even LSK is divided because, everyone has gone political. So it's no longer a united front that it was before Raila went. So he suggested that we petition Mother Koome directly through a petition, and we have strict actions to get the court to resolve the matter quickly. You can land with that view.
There are two things I want to bring out quickly because I know there are others who want to speak after me. One of the things is that we cannot keep doing the same things, and expect different results. We are up against a regime that will spare nothing, and nothing including, they don't play by the rules. That's what I want to say. Our constitution means nothing to them. Our systems, public structures, nothing means anything to them. They want to destroy everything. And so my question to us, because we've been listening to many of us on these spaces, and now we are getting fatigued. Why are we assuming we'll play by the rules with a regime that's hell-bent and they don't want to play by the rules? They don't. They will use anything. They will not spare anything or anybody. They have the resources by them. They will buy whatever and whoever money can buy. And my call is perhaps we can also decide we will not play by the rules. So let us not approach them or approach the regime thinking these are soft people or with gloves on their hands. No, they're not. They will go out all crazy. And therefore, we too need to be crazy. We too need to break the rules. A time comes when people realize it's either we do it or we perish. It's either we rise and do something or we all perish like fools. So we need all hands on deck. Just to echo what many of us have said, we need all hands on deck. We need all boots on the ground. We need everyone we can out, be it Kalonzo, Matiang'i, Martha Karua, everybody and everyone. This is not, we don't have the time and the luxury to choose what can work. We just need like-minded people and hearts and resolve and the determination that we will not let our country go down the route that we all can clearly see we are headed to.
Asante sana kwa kutazama Wasos TV. Huyo amekuwa ni Tony Gachoka, mwanahabari mmoja mkongwe sasa hivi, yani mwanahabari ambaye anajulikana sana, amefanya kazi na viongozi wengi katika nyanja mbalimbali ya kisiasa, na sasa hivi ameweza kujitokeza na kuzungumza yale ambayo umeweza kuyasikia kwenye hiyo audio ambayo umetoka kuyasikia. Sijui na maoni gani, niachie hapo kwenye comment section. Kama hujasubscribe kwenye Wasos TV, na kuomba uweze kusubscribe. Kama uko na maoni, tuachie hapo kwenye comment section. Kama umesubscribe, na kuomba uweze kufinya notification bell, ndio wakati wote tunakuwa na habari kama hii unakuwa wa kwanza kuipata. Mara nyingine tena kwa wale wenye wamesubscribe, nasema asante sana. Naomba muweze kunisaidia nifike 20,000 subscriber kama mnavyoona tunakaribia kufika pale. Hiyo tu ndio support ambayo nawaomba kama watazamaji wa Wasos TV. Asante sana kwa wakati wenyu, na kuomba mara nyingine tena uweze kusubscribe, ufinye notification bell. Kama unaweza share pia itakuwa jambo la busara. Hadi wakati mwingine, na kutakia mchana mwema. Asante sana.